I'm Natalie Allen, and in this Forecast Earth, we're looking at the challenges and opportunities that climate change presents to us in the near future. Although it may not seem obvious, employment is affected by changes in our environment. Jobs related to industries dependent on fossil fuels may dwindle, while new work may be found in areas associated with alternative energy. That's certainly the belief of Van Jones, a green jobs evangelist. He's convinced that training the urban poor with new skills needed for a green economy will battle both pollution and poverty. Jones' current mission to help those with so little is rooted in his past.
Here I am, this kid from rural West Tennessee. Grew up in the church. Both my parents are school teachers. Grew up with my nose in a book. And I wound up going to Yale Law School.
There in New Haven, Connecticut, he learned a bleak reality. Life is different for the poor.
And I never saw so much drug abuse as I saw on that campus.
Wow.
And just down the street in the housing projects, there was drug abuse too. But I noticed that the kids who were doing drugs on the campus, when they got caught, they got put into rehab. When the kids in the community got caught, they went to jail. And I thought that was unfair.
So at 24, Jones went to Northern California to fight abuse in the criminal justice system. In 1996, he started the Ella Baker Center for Human Rights in Oakland. The center is dedicated to justice, peace, and opportunity. When the Green Movement took hold, Jones saw the opportunity and grabbed it. You've taken this on to bring this into the black community and say, well, this is good for us too.
Oh yeah. I mean, the African American community has more to gain probably than any other community in a green economy. I sometimes call it eco-apartheid. It's like some parts of the Bay Area, you've got solar panels and biofueled cars and hybrid everything and organic food. And then 15 minutes later, you can be in a part of the Bay Area where you've got cancer clusters and pollution and asthma. We're the ones who need new investment, new jobs, new hope, new opportunity. That's what a green economy represents. So from my point of view, we should be leading the march. Hey, save the polar bears and Pookie too, let's make it work for everybody.
Jones backs a solar training program as one pathway to a living wage.
Here we can see the new, the next, the beautiful, and then the old, the last, and the ugly right over there. That's the refinery, belching out pollution, fueling things the wrong way.
Come on, suit up. Let's go. I want a helmet, glasses on. Come on, my sweet baby.
Here we are. This is where people are learning how to do solar panel installations right here in Richmond.
In just the first 3 months of the program, 37 inner-city students received training in solar installation. A handful now work in the trade.
These young men and these young women who come through the program, they're learning a marketable skill. It's a needed skill. It's a growing industry. So, they're going to have these green-collar jobs.
For Jones, those green-collar job opportunities are not only important for those in the Bay Area, but for disadvantaged men and women nationwide. Jones hopes to raise $1 billion for green-collar jobs by 2012. He's got a long way to go, and so far, very few of the poor are making a green paycheck. But he's not giving up the fight.
I think people know we've got to come together. No one group, no one class, no one color can fix these problems. That's spiritual if you want it to be, but it feels spiritual to me.
Spiritual or not, his oratory springs from earlier struggles that also challenged America to unite.
When you look back at the civil rights movement that we get so dewy-eyed about, I hate to tell you this, the buses that people were beaten to try to integrate were not biodiesel buses. The schoolhouse they were trying to integrate was not a green building. But people poured their blood out on the ground in this country to integrate, yes, even a pollution and poison-based economy. People poured their blood out on the ground to integrate a pollution and poison-based economy. What should you and I be willing to do to make sure that the green economy that we're birthing with our own hands and our own efforts has a place in it for everybody? Let's do whatever it takes to make sure that the green wave lifts all boats. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Jones isn't the only person who sees a positive side to making adjustments in a world affected by changes in our environment. We found a man who's come up with a green solution to create temporary emergency housing for victims displaced by hurricanes and other storms. His building material of choice? Straw. But this is no fairy tale. Here's his grassroots green story.
My name's Charlie Daniel. I'm President and CEO of First Response Structures.
Keep coming up, keep coming up.
When Katrina hit, it just kind of rang a bell with me to try to do something. I have been displaced before. I've had to live in a temporary shelter. And I grew up on the Chesapeake Bay and got involved in conservationist and went on to get an environmental engineering degree. Went into construction with a focus on sustainable materials.
Ready?
My experience and background allowed me to pull together the First Response Structures team, and it serves the displaced families that have lost their homes after weather-related disasters. Now, our end goal is to help the victims and to help the environment, and it's that simple. The Ready Shelter is primarily constructed of a wheat straw panel. The raw material after the wheat grain is harvested is left over. It's essentially trash. We heat it, compress it. You can see how tight that is. Wheat and rice are readily available worldwide. Wheat's one of the most harvested crops in the world. To build the same size house out of timber, trees, it takes 1 acre of clear-cut forest, which is renewable only every 25 years. It takes 6 acres of wheat straw to build the same house, which is renewable every single year. One of the cool things about this is it takes so little energy to produce this as opposed to a brick or steel. It has a very small carbon footprint. When we put the unit up, the panels just drop in. The steel locks it all together. It's a kit. The panels are very durable. They're strong. They can sustain hurricane force winds. Even though they're made of straw, they do not burn. If we put a torch on it, not only does it not burn, it does not conduct heat. You don't need heavy equipment to install it. What you need is hand tools, ladders, and unskilled labor. And it goes up very quickly. When it's no longer needed, it can be disposed of in an environmentally friendly way. You can mulch up the panels on site, and you can use the steel we use in the building and recycle it. Other temporary housing solutions contain a lot of materials which are considered hazardous, and it is a disposal issue. It's exciting just to think that we're doing that much with the environment to help victims of these hurricanes or other weather-related disasters. It's not hard getting out of bed in the morning thinking these things.
Coming up next, a little dumpster diving.
Glass, metals, plastic.
Learn how to lighten your garbage load when Forecast Earth returns.